Hey you guys, it's mzosofabolousTV and I'm back again to start another series for you guys. So remember back when I was telling you guys that you guys were emailing me like, girl, where you been? I need you to get your life, get back together. I had a couple requests for people who were looking for me to do a beginner makeup friendly series. So I decided to go ahead and do it just because when I do my one-on-one makeup classes, I always tell my clients that now that they have taken the hands-on class, now they can go back and refer to videos and it'll be easier for them to actually follow a tutorial now. But now I think it's going to be even more better because now I'm going to break each section down. So today's video is going to be none other than the highlight and contour video. Everybody and their mama wants to know how to highlight and contour. And the difference between this video and other tutorials is that I'm going to go in depth with this tutorial, meaning like undertones and different shades and how dark you should go, cream versus powder. This series is going to break all of that down as if you would take a one-on-one class with me. So this video is extremely detailed, so I do apologize if it is long, but this is for the beginners. I'm doing it for you guys. So if you guys are interested to see how I highlight and contour, then please stay tuned. Alright you guys, so I already did my brows. So what I'm going to do to start off is just put my foundation on. Most people know how to put their foundation on, so I don't need to describe it, but I'm going to tell you guys today I'm going to use the Tarte Amazonian Clay. I have no clue what color this is. My little sister purchased it and I guess she didn't like it or want to use it anymore, so she gave it to me and it's like a perfect match. So I'm going to put this on with a Beauty Blender sponge. I'm going to take a nickel size amount on the back of my hand, as you guys can see, and I'm just going to blend that out with the butt of my Okay, beautiful. Now that that is done, I'm going to go in with my concealer. When we're highlighting and contouring, you always want to start with the highlight first. There's many different techniques that you guys can do. I'm just going to go with the one that is the basic and the easiest. I know a lot of you guys see people highlight and contour at the same exact time and blend it out, but that could be really challenging first starting off. So I always want to start off with my concealer. I'm going to use my LA Girl Pro Concealer in shade Pure Beige. Now, when it comes to highlighting and contouring, on an every given day, you work in an office or anything like that, you want something really natural, you want to make sure that your concealer is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin complexion. Most of us makeup junkies like 2 to 3 shades lighter when it comes to highlighting. So I'm going to take Pure Beige and I'm going to apply this in the area where the sun hits our face. So the reason why we highlight and lighten those areas is because that's where the sun naturally hits our face. So it's going to be underneath the eyes, like so, down the bridge of the nose. I'm going to do my Cupid's bow in my chin. Now you have a preference whether or not you would like to highlight your forehead. For me, I have, and I notice a lot more light-skinned African-American women, we have larger foreheads. So for me, it makes no sense to highlight something that's already big enough. Highlight brings out. So for me, when I concentrate on highlight and contour, I like to make my forehead seem as small as possible. So I don't like to highlight. But if that is something that you like to do, you can certainly highlight the center of your forehead as well. Now, when blending out your concealer, I love using a Beauty Blender sponge for all of my face products because it just blends everything out and just makes everything seem very seamless and just very airbrush and flawless. So I like to use the tip of the Beauty Blender. I'm going to use one side. I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to blot this underneath my eyes from the corner all the way up and bring that highlight up towards the temple. And what this is going to do is create a natural lift in the face by bringing it up towards your temple. So I like to blend this out, as you guys can see, using bouncing motions. Please make sure that your Beauty Blender is wet. A lot of people do not know that your Beauty Blender is supposed to be wet. And then once that is blended out, I like to just, if I'm going for a no makeup look, I like to just run that over my eyes. And reason being, you can already see on the opposite eye that when you have concealer underneath your eye, it makes your eyelids seem a lot darker. So you want this whole area to be nice and bright. Like so. So when it comes to highlighting, I always recommend highlighting with the cream. There are a lot of products out there where you can highlight with like a powder, but if you want something more airbrush and flawless, I would definitely recommend using a cream, but it's pure preference. If you are a person that suffers from dark circles and hyperpigmentation on your skin, what you would want to do is color correct first. Meaning you are going to take an orange corrector and put that down and blend it out, and then put your highlighted concealer on top of it afterwards, okay? A lot of people just starting off don't realize also that you're supposed to highlight and contour after your foundation. You don't do it before. So now that that is blended out, I'm going to go in with a setting powder or a translucent powder. Most people love using the Ben and I banana powder, Sacha Buttercup's banana powder. The banana powder works really well, but not for all skin tones. If somebody that has more pinker undertones isn't going to want to use something yellow underneath their skin, they're going to want to use something a little bit more peachier and with a little bit more pink. So make sure you're getting a setting powder that's geared towards your undertones. For me, I like just going in with a basic translucent powder. I'm going in with the RNCM No Color Powder. I love this because it gives no flashback at all. It doesn't leave a white cast or anything. It just blends out like a dream. And for this huge bottle is only $10. So you can definitely purchase that online. I'm going to go in on a wet beauty blender sponge and load up my sponge with that product. And I'm going to set underneath my eyes everywhere that I applied that highlight. And the reason why I'm loading this up, this is where the term baking comes from. Now, a lot of people like to bake for like ever. And honestly, you don't need to sit here and bake for 5-10 minutes. Honestly, I just bake for as long as it takes me to do my contour and then just blend it away. But I immediately blend out my chin and my upper lip in the bridge of my nose. I really like to let the powder sit underneath my eyes, because what I realize is it really helps with the creasing in my smile lines underneath my eyes as well. So while that is sitting baking, what we're going to do is move on to contour. Now, it is pure preference whether you want to use liquid, powder, or cream to contour. I like to recommend more powder for more everyday wear, daytime appropriate. Cream is a little bit more, cream in liquids can be a little bit more dramatic. So I recommend that if you're going somewhere where you're going to be taking a lot of pictures. Pictures work really well for cream contouring. So I definitely recommend that. But on an everyday, powder works wonderful. Now, remember when I said for highlighting, you want to go 2 to 3 shades lighter when it comes to highlighting your face. When it comes to contouring, you want to go 3 to 5 shades darker. The darker you go with your contour, the more dramatic your contour is going to look. Now, on an everyday basis, 3 shades should suffice. When I'm going out and going clubbing and I know that I'm going to be in dark lighting, I like to go a lot more darker with my contour and a lot more dramatic so that you can see it under the dim light and stuff. So for today, for my everyday contour, I like to use a powder, and I use the City Color Cosmetics Be Matte Bronzer and Pecan Pie. You use your discretion based on what your color. So for me, this is about 3 shades darker than my skin complexion, as you guys can see, and it is a matte. Because I have oily skin, I do not like to contour my face with a shimmer. It should definitely be a matte product if you want it to have that really nice structured face. Now, depending on your face shape, you're going to contour a little bit differently. Most people are going to contour the same exact way, which is in the shape of a 3. So it's going to go from here, here to here. Now for me, I don't have a double chin or anything to hide under here that I want to push back. So remember, highlight comes forward, contour, you're receding back. Anything that you want to push back. So for me, I have a really nice sharp jawline, so I really don't need to contour along my jawline right here. What I normally do is just contour on my chin right in here, okay? So I'm gonna go in with my contour brush that I use, and I'm literally just going to fish face, and I'm going to apply the contour directly in the hollow in the socket of that bone right there. A lot of times I notice a lot of people contour too high, and you're literally supposed to suck in your face and contour directly in that socket of your face right here. Back and forth. You don't want to drag it to your mouth, right where your cheek stop, right in here. So back and forth, we're just going to contour. And I can build up the powder contour to be as dramatic as I would like it. So I always like to start here in the hollows of the cheekbones. Then once that's done, I like to work my way up towards my temples. And remember, I have a larger forehead, so I really do want to concentrate on just contouring and minimizing the sides of my forehead. So just right here in my temples. I can bring it across. Sometimes I do, not all the times. It just depends on how dramatic of a makeup look I'm going for. But on an everyday basis, you can certainly just contour right up in here in this C shape. And then I come down here and I blend out my chin. But once again, if you are a fuller girl and you have a fuller face or a more rounder face and you just want a more sculpted face, you're going to go in and contour a little bit more. You're going to really chisel out your jawline. I know a lot of times you see people do the powder, and I'm going to just demonstrate just for demonstration purposes. People like to go in and put their highlight powder right here. This works really well for women of color who are, for my chocolate girls. Because a lot of times it's really hard for a chocolate girl to find a contour powder that is going to stick on their skin. So by doing so, by putting your baking powder underneath here, it kind of creates that illusion of an already contoured cheekbone for you. But that's not necessary for everybody to do on an everyday basis. But I just wanted to just point that out for those who do see people use that baking powder right up under here. Okay, so I'm gonna go in, and like I said, I only like to just do like my chin right up in here. And then what I like to move over and do is take a smaller brush, and I go in and contour my nose. Okay, so we're going to, when it comes to contouring your nose, you see this little hump right in here, this little groove right in here. You're literally going to follow that and contour all the way up and connect that to your brow right in here. Okay, so I'll demonstrate. So we're just going to go up and down like so. Really focus on that bridge, because what we're doing is making the nose appear a lot smaller in here. So we're just going to contour in here, and I like to lightly dust it and connect it up to here to my brow. And then we can just feather this out on the side. So we're creating that shadow to give that illusion so that all you see is the highlighted part right here. So you're not focusing on how wide my nose is. You're just focused on this center, the highlighted part. So I'm going to go in and do the same thing on this side, and you'll see that illusion come to light. And lightly connect it to my brow. Now, depending on how close you want to bring this in is completely up to you. And now you see by contouring right in here, it takes your focus off how wide my nose was on this side and just draws your attention right here through the center of my nose. And then I like to just do like a little triangle point in the front, just to give some structure to my nose. And then just drag this down a little bit as well. Now, once the contouring is done, now I'm going to go in, take my Beauty Blender sponge, and I'm just going to just dab away the excess powder that is left over. We're just going to press it into the skin. I don't like sweeping away product. Honestly, for me, I feel like I noticed that what it does is it actually moves the product underneath it. And you see by doing that line, now my contour seems a lot more sharp, okay? It all depends on how dramatic you're looking to have your highlight and contour, whether or not you're going to do that step. And I'm just going to press this in. Now that that part is actually done, the actual highlighting and contouring, now what we're going to do is the fun part, which everybody loves, which is highlighting. So for today, I'm going to go in with my Huda Beauty 3D highlighting palette. And I'm going to go into, I don't know how to say any of these words, but okay, honey, we're gonna go into the white one because I like a dramatic highlight. So I'm gonna go in with a fan brush. You can go in with any brush that you feel comfortable. And what I like to point out too, a lot of times people are like, I can't see my highlight or my contours because they're putting everything in the same spot. If you fish face like this, you notice your contour goes here, smile, your blush goes on the apples of your cheekbones, and the highlight sits on top of the cheekbone. So everything has a place. So contour, blush, highlight. Put your highlight on the apples right on top of that cheekbone, right in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate. Now this is not necessary for some people, but a lot of people like having that natural glow, because what happens is when we go in and put all that setting powder and we bake, it really mattifies our face. So now we want to go in and just add that extra glow to our skin, just to brighten up our face a little bit. So this sits right on top. And I always like to do my highlight before my blush, because my blush, I like to use my blush as a way to kind of dim down my highlight a little bit and just blend everything together. So once we highlight our cheekbones, we're gonna highlight every area that we highlighted originally. Down the center of your nose, the top of our lip, and I lightly dust my chin. Sometimes I don't like putting highlight on my chin because it just looks like I ate something greasy and it touched my chin and I wipe it off. And I lightly dust my forehead. Once again, I have a larger forehead, so I don't want to draw too much attention. Like so. I'm just going to mix my highlight with another color just so I can really get it booming for you guys. And sometimes you'll see people do it up here. Use your discretion on what areas of your face that you really want to bring out and really shine. My signature for me is having my upper lip glow, honey. Yes. Now the last step for the highlighting and contouring would be blush. And for blush today, I'm going to go in with my Milani blush right here in Bellissimo Bronze. It's a really nice bronzy. It has some kind of shimmer to it already. And I'm going to take an angled blush brush and I'm going to smile. Every time I tell somebody smile when I do their makeup, it seems like it's the most awkward thing to do. And I feel like smiling is the most natural thing somebody could do. So just push your cheekbones forward and I'm going to apply the blush directly on the apples of my cheeks, like so. And then gently sweep the rest back. So push it forward on the apples of our cheekbones and then sweep it back. And you can already see where each area belongs. Contour, blush, highlight. You can see all three dimensions without having to cover one another. Okay? Push the cheekbones forward, apply the bulk of the product, and then gently sweep it back. And voila, people, there you have it. This is your completed highlight and contour. I hope you guys enjoyed. All right, you guys, and there you have it, my highlighted and contoured video. Of course, it's not a full makeup tutorial. I think the next video that I'm gonna do is going to be my brow sculpting video, and then we'll move on to eyes and so on and so forth. So if you guys have a video idea for a beginner-friendly makeup idea that you guys want, or a beginner-friendly makeup video that you guys would like to see, please leave it in the comment section below so I can get that out for you guys, because I only want to produce content that you guys want to see. If you guys don't want to see it, honey, I'm not producing it, okay? But if you guys are wondering, on my lips today, I'm wearing the Dose of Colors Cork Liquid Lipstick today on my lips. On my eyes, I'm actually wearing the Huda Beauty Desert Dust palette. And if you guys are interested in seeing an actual tutorial on this eye, please let me know. But in the palette, I am wearing Eden, Amber, Blazing, and Crystal. So I'm wearing this in this shade in my crease. Then I went in with this shade to deepen up my crease. I use Eden right here. Is that Eden? Nope, I use Amber right here to actually smoke out my outer V area. And then I went in with Crystal, which is this shade right here, to actually give that bright pop of color in my inner tear duct area. So if you guys are interested to actually see a full tutorial on that look, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to do that for you as well. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys like this idea of a beginner friendly series. But until next time, you guys, I'll see you later. Bye.